Who are the richest people in the United States? Most people look toward the same historical centers of power, the families and institutions that have defined American industry for a century. To find the actual answer, we have to look at the data, specifically the average annual income of every major ethnic demographic in the country. We will build a ladder based strictly on these earnings to see where the real wealth is concentrated. We begin with the group that typically serves as the baseline for American economic success, white Americans. Averaging 93 lakhs, this demographic sets the expected ceiling for prosperity in the U.S. economy. Below this mark, African Americans earn 50 lakhs, and Hispanic Americans earn 67 lakhs. Nepali Americans reach 87 lakhs, and Korean Americans hit 88 lakhs. This distribution follows the traditional narrative of American wealth, where the 93 lakh mark remains the upper bound of the chart. What happens when we look at the demographics that move past that 93 lakh mark? The data shows that this baseline isn't the top of the spectrum, it is the midpoint of a much larger hierarchy. Several groups have moved into what we can call the Karor Club, the point where average earnings reach 8-figure rupee territory. Pakistani Americans are the first to cross this line, averaging exactly 1 crore per year. By crossing this threshold, the data shifts the entire scale of what constitutes a top-earning demographic in America. That 1 crore mark is only the entry point for this upper tier, as the averages continue to climb. Chinese Americans move the needle further, reaching an average income of 1 crore 6 lakhs. This cluster of demographics has moved the earning benchmark for high-income groups significantly beyond the original 93 lakh rupees baseline. Even with multiple groups now clearing the 1 crore 16 lakh mark, there is still one data point left to plot. At the very top of the American income scale sit Indian Americans. This demographic averages 1 crore 44 lakhs, the highest figure in the entire study. There is a 28 lakh gap between Indian Americans and the next closest group, leaving them in a separate economic bracket. Indian Americans are the definitive statistical outlier, maintaining a level of income that sits in its own category at the top of the distribution. When we compare the highest and lowest points of the data, the multiplier is nearly 3 to 1. Compared to our original baseline of 93 lakh rupees, Indian Americans earn an additional 51 lakh rupees more than the group most people expected to be at the top. The data reveals a landscape that is different from popular assumptions, with Indian Americans positioned at the highest point of the U.S. wealth hierarchy.